Libra, and welcome to your March 2018 love reading with Divine Love Tarot. If this is your first time viewing one of my readings, I'm going to say welcome to my channel, and I hope you enjoy the reading. If you are a return viewer or subscriber, I want to say thank you also. And let's go ahead and get right into this reading, okay? The first card I'm going to pull is going to represent your current energy, okay, Libra? And we get the Eight of Cups in the reverse. Okay, so the Eight of Cups in reverse is the card of returning back to something, right? You could be returning back to someone that you broke up with. You could go back to an ex, okay, someone from the past. It could be recent. It also indicates maybe possibly working on a relationship that you thought was over, okay? So maybe at one point you thought things were unfixable, but here you are thinking, you know what, maybe we can make this work somehow, all right? Or you are actually seriously considering leaving this relationship, so you still haven't made the decision to walk away, or you're just making that decision, okay, for a long-term situation. So that last part was relates to someone who's been in a long-term relationship. It's like you've been dragging out this decision and you've made up your mind whether you're going to leave or not. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull the crossing card of what your challenge is for this month. And we got the Ten of Cups. So I feel like this is a situation where you may not necessarily want to break up a family, or you want a family. You want this Ten of Cups stability and security, and so you don't necessarily want to leave this person or this relationship that you're in because you want that security and stability of being a family unit, okay? For my singles, your challenge is to obtain the Ten of Pentacles, right? You do want the Ten of Pentacles also, but you're in a place where, you know, you have to make some decisions about your love life or about your options in love, right? Have you turned your back on love? Have you given up on love? Okay, with this Eight of Cups in reverse from my singles, you might be thinking about going back to a situation just so that you can have this Ten of Pentacles, okay? So for some of you, it's a challenge of, you know, really reflecting on a situation and seeing if it's right for you. And if it's right, then definitely go for it. But you definitely don't want to be or get into a situation just to have stability, okay? Because if emotionally you're unsatisfied, that's going to lead to problems later on down the line, okay? So let's go ahead and see what energy you're coming out of in the past. And we get the Ace of Wands in the reverse, okay? So that represents stagnation. That represents a lack of passion for the relationship. It can indicate setbacks, possible even sexual issues or sexual incompatibility, all right? Just a lack of romance and a lack of energy or motivation towards the relationship, all right? So if that was the reasoning for walking away, you might think, okay, you know what, we can work on those things, okay? If it's just a situation where you weren't focused and you weren't putting the energy into the situation, you know that that's probably something you can fix, okay, if it's not irreconcilable differences, right? So let's go ahead and move on to your future energy. Ooh, and you get the Moon card. All right, so some of my Libras, you may be dealing with someone who is a Pisces, okay? If not, then this can indicate that there may be possible secrets in your situation, okay? If there's not secrets, you may have illusions about this person, and maybe that's what's, you know, you're feeling, or maybe if you don't have illusions, maybe this person is like, you know, they are selling you an illusion or a fantasy, okay? But this Moon card can represent deep emotions, okay? You may have a soulful connection with this person, all right? Or you want to connect with someone on a soulful level, okay? The Moon card represents connecting with someone on like a psychic level, all right? So if either you are connecting with someone on that level, or that's what you want, Libra. Okay, you want something deeper than what you have now. All right, because the moon can also represent like a subconscious desire or longing for like that healthy, deep, loving type of connection. So if that's been lacking in your life, you're really wanting that connection here in this future position. Okay. We'll clarify all this later, of course. Now, moving on to what you want, we got the Ten of Cups in the reverse. And once again, I just do not like to see cards like this in the what you want position. I mean, you don't ever want to see the Ten of Cups in the reverse, right? It's such a beautiful card. But in the what you want position, I feel like you want a fantasy, okay? You want something that is unattainable, okay? Because the Ten of Cups can sometimes represent too much of a good thing. And it's like you may have this idealistic vision of what love and family should be, okay? It's like you're striving for perfection, or you may want someone outside of your current relationship, but that person just represents a fantasy to you, okay? For some of my Libras, you may want to break up. Okay, because this is the second time breaking up a family has come into this reading. Okay, so for some people, I can't ignore the fact that you may possibly want to break up with someone because you feel like that you're just lacking this deep connection with them. Okay, you're not connecting in the romantic area, and you may not be even connecting with this person on an emotional level. So for you, Libra, you're like, well, what else is there? Only thing left is just the stability and the security of saying that you're in a relationship, but emotionally and physically, you and this person are not vibing anymore. All right. For my singles, then you may definitely have an an unrealistic ideal of what love should be. Okay. And you want more than the fairy tale. Okay. You want like absolute perfection. And I understand Libras sometimes, you guys do want, like love and romance and hearts and flowers and candies. You guys can be very romantic at times. And if your partner is falling short of that, you sometimes daydream and envision how you would like things to be. And sometimes it's really hard to live up to that fantasy that you create in your own mind. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to your internal factors. And we get the world in the reverse. All right, Libra. So with the world card in the reverse, you're really questioning the potential of a relationship or the potential of your love life. Okay. You are feeling stuck. You are feeling stagnant, possibly feeling incomplete. Okay. And you may feel like just kind of not engaging in if you're in a relationship, you may not feel like engaging in this relationship, or you may feel like ending it if it's a long-term situation. And if you're single, you may not feel like engaging in like social activities or engaging in a relationship at all because you're very disappointed and possibly disillusioned, right? I see that from this combination of cards from, your relationships in the past. So right now, it's almost like you're at a point of self-reflection, trying to figure out which direction you really want to go in. All right, so with that, let's go ahead and move on to the advice card for this reading. And we get the High Priestess, okay? So what is the High Priestess telling you to do? She's telling you to connect to your inner guide, your inner self, okay? Connect to your emotions, connect to your intuition. Meditate if you need to, okay? Use this time to really reflect on things. Now, the High Priestess also has a connection to secrets. So I feel like, for some of my Libras, there may be a secret that comes out, and it may be you may be the one who wants to reveal this secret or whatever this is, but the High Priestess is kind of advising you to hold on to any secrets. So maybe if your lover confided in you, if you guys break up, don't reveal all their secrets to the world, okay? You guys especially if you've been in a relationship with someone for a long time, there's probably things that you guys know about each other and things that you've done that the rest of the world doesn't necessarily need to know. So just keep that in mind for my Libras who are going to end a situation. All right. Or even if you're not going to end a situation, if you're just upset with the person or things are not going great right now, now is not the time to, to break the seal on any, secret conversations or confiding confidences that you've had or that they've had with you. Okay. And also, like, if you have a secret and maybe it's burning a hole, maybe you want to release it or you feel like it'll make you feel better. But sometimes certain things you're just going to have to take to the grave, because no matter how you explain it or how you try to spin it, if that person didn't experience it, if they weren't there, they may not understand, and you may not want to destroy. I mean, unless you, there's one thing about breaking up, but you don't want to destroy another person's soul. Okay, so if you have a really deep, dark secret that you know is going to blow the lid off of this relationship, you better be careful, because it might just blow the lid off of the person that you're dealing with also, and you don't want to do that, okay? Just because things don't work out doesn't mean that you never loved or cared about this person, and you don't really want to, destroy them because this relationship isn't over. So that's not going to resonate with everyone, but that will resonate with someone. So that's why that's why it's here in the reading. So let's go ahead and move on to your external factor, and we get the Four of Swords in the reverse. So this can indicate that if you're in a relationship, your partner may be really exhausted. Maybe they're burnt out also. Maybe they're not sure how to make things work anymore, and they need a break. Okay. Or they could be causing chaos for you. Okay, they could be really emotional about the situation, and they could be causing you some type of drama. Or you are seen this way. You're seen as someone who is like kind of burnt out. Okay, and because you're causing problems that don't necessarily need to occur. All right, so that's going to resonate with some of my Libras out there also. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to what you want. And we get the Seven of Pentacles. I mean, not what you want. I'm sorry. This is your hopes or your fears. And we get the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. So I feel like your fear is that, you're not going to see any results for your efforts. I feel like you're afraid to put the effort and try in the situation. And maybe that's why you guys have been stuck and stagnant for a while, because you fear that if you do put the energy in, it's still not going to work out. Okay, you pretty much are at that point where you don't even think that your efforts are going to be worth your while. Okay, you really don't. It's like you're beyond the point of thinking that anything good is going to come out of this situation. Okay, so that's going to resonate with some of my Libras. Also with the Seven of Pentacles, it can indicate a little bit of a burnout. This person's been working really hard, and so you're just maybe afraid that you're just gonna, continue this period of stagnation. Okay, that all of this, it's almost like you're just going around in circles. You're doing stuff, nothing's happening, right? So in the future, your hopes or your fear, you're fearing more of this same energy. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the outcome for this reading. And we get the Lovers. Very interesting, Libra. So, with all that being said, it seems like for some of you, there is absolutely the possibility of working things out for my Libras who are in a relationship, a rocky relationship. For those of you who are considering moving on, okay, you may meet someone who is a Gemini, or you may have a choice of lovers, okay? So I feel like for some of you, you're moving on because you want to be in love, okay? And even though some of these this 10 of Cups is in the reverse, but I feel like you do want love. You do want a soulful connection. You're lacking the physical energy and sexual chemistry, and I feel like that card has come up for you in the last few months of readings. Okay, Libra. So I feel like this is, for some of you, this is the same situation that you haven't been happy or satisfied with in a while. So some of you feel like it is a possibility for you guys to work because you want to keep your family together. Now, you may be having unrealistic expectations because it's like you want to patch up the emotional connection between you guys, but that takes two. Okay, so no matter how much effort you put into it, now I understand that Seven of Pentacles, because you know that no matter how much effort you put into trying to fix the emotional aspect of this relationship, that part definitely takes two people. right? You can always turn up the passion and get someone aroused, okay? That's a physical reaction. But getting someone to emotionally engage with you is much more difficult, all right? So for those who are walking away, you are walking away because you want this lover's type of connection. Okay, maybe there's someone else out there that you know you can connect with, and so you're moving on to that person. They may possibly be a Gemini. For my singles, this to me is you. Once again, you could meet someone who is a Gemini. Okay, so Libra and Gemini, that's really great combination right there. Okay, and that would give you that really soulful, deep connection that, especially if this is a karmic relationship, then you get that moon card, deep emotional connection with that person. Okay, so what I want to do before I go is pull another card for this Ten of Cups in reverse, because like I said, I don't like to see those cards in that position. And then we get the Nine of Wands in the reverse. So Libra, let's talk, okay? Let's really talk about this. The Nine of Wands in the reverse and the Ten of Cups in reverse. I feel like this is definitely you chasing perfection, okay? You wanting something. It's like the nine of Wands in reverse is someone who's constantly striving for perfection, possibly even delusional, okay? So some of you guys really do have this almost impossible dream that you want, okay? You want this like fantasy, this real fantasy, like this fairy tale. Like maybe you guys grew up watching Brady Bunch, The Cosby Show, you know what I'm saying? Who knows? But you want this perfection that isn't necessarily attainable in the relationship that you are currently in. And if you're single, I mean, that's even worse, because this is really what's keeping you single, right? If it's not realistic for you to obtain that, then, no one's ever going to live up to those expectations. So here with the High Priestess, I feel like that's you coming back to center and you really realizing what you need and connecting to your source, right? And letting that guide you to the Lover's card, letting that guide you to the kind of love that you want to have. And even for those of you who are working out a relationship, I feel like connecting back to yourself is a more healthy expression. It will allow you to have more healthy expression of your love, and maybe that'll make all the difference in your relationship. Okay, Libra. So at this point, this is where this reading is going to end. I'm going to get into the extended reading, and if you're interested in that, there's going to be an icon that will allow you to purchase the extended reading, or look down below in the description bar. All right, and if you want a more personalized reading, then you can go ahead and contact me at divinelovetarot@gmail.com. Also, how to obtain a reading is in the description bar below. Also, check out my Patreon page or site, because I do have some offers on there from subscribers. If you would like to subscribe, you can subscribe over there for about as little as $1, and you get automatically entered into my monthly random drawing. So every month I'm going to do a drawing for a free reading. So whether you want a general reading or a love reading, that is your choice. But if you are a subscriber, you will automatically be entered into that drawing. Okay, so in a couple days, I'm going to announce the winner for the month of February. All right, guys. So thank you so much for joining me today, Libra. I hope this reading resonated with you. If it did, please let me know in the comments, and I will see you guys at the next reading. Bye, Libra.